healthy. But other than that, is there anything that he can do to get over that hump? To like, yeah, this team is going to the finals.
You touched on the first topic. I would say is getting healthy. Obviously, we had a lot of guys that were banged up, including Jimmy Butler, dealing with right knee soreness. So first and foremost, now that the season is over, take the time to heal up and get treatment, get healthy. The second thing is adding a piece. I think is probably the best option. Another ball handler, someone who can give Jimmy some possessions up. I'm not asking for a person that can score it like Jimmy did these past few games in the playoffs and everything, but someone who can hold down the fort and give Jimmy that type of break, and getting our young guys, still like Bam, still a younger player, giving them that time to come back and develop and understand how the game works. I think that's the main piece, and I know Pat Riley and Coach Spo and everybody's going to be in the summer lockdown. It's probably not going to be very long now before we hear, moves being made and rumors and everything. I think I'm looking for them to be aggressive and develop, whatever they can. And still, we have a lot of young players that, are undrafted. I think that will be fine. And this will help them to, this experience will give them a push in the future. But I definitely think that, the window isn't closing anytime soon. And as long as Jimmy and Bam are there healthy, we should be fine. And we'll go from there.
Listen, I was looking at your roster. I forgot you had Marquise Morris on your roster.
Yep.
What happened? So tell me, what's up with him? Because I feel like the Morris twins were, like that. They were like hot commodities at one point. You want to get them because they're good stretches and they can also have a little hustler in them. So why didn't he play this series?
I think the problem for Morris specifically, he was returning from injury and had been out of the lineup for a while.
Okay.
He only got a few minutes of playoff run this season.
Gotcha.
And the way that Coach Spo really does his rotation is more so of a 8 to 9 person rotation. And we saw that change a little bit with, injury and stuff. But
especially this game, he cut the rotations down to only about 8 in this game.
Yeah. So, I want to say Jimmy played the entire game.
He did. He played the entire game. He did not rest.
I think we didn't play Morris. We didn't play Bateman. We didn't really play. We played small, trying to outrun the Celtics with their size with Horford and Williams and the other Williams.
All right, this is my thing. You just paid Duncan Robinson that money. It's for him to not even get much playing time in the playoffs. I'm talking about the playoffs as a whole. It's like you made this investment in the player, but you're not playing him. I know he's a liability on defense, but if as long as he gives you something on offense, why not give him a chance to try to play? So I feel like you guys could potentially have the pieces you need. They just weren't playing.
But like you said, with Duncan Robinson, he's such a deep, and I love him. I love Duncan. I love what he does. I love how well he shoots when he's getting hot. But defensively, I right now could probably score on Duncan Robinson. I just don't believe in him. I have zero faith in Duncan Robinson, and every time I see him, I'm like, okay, there's the matchup that you want if you're the opposite team. You want to get Duncan Robinson on one of your perimeter guys because he's got to get better on defense, and I feel like that's going to be an emphasis for him, especially now that he didn't get to play. Because yeah, of course, I would love to be able to play Duncan Robinson, get him on some screens, catch and shoot, man. Yeah, but it's when it comes to the playoffs, we need guys that can do it on both ends of the floor, because that's Miami's specific brand of basketball. And if you're not able to stop anyone and you're not making shots, you're not going to be in that rotation. Even Victor Oladipo, who at some points wasn't getting run, and then all of a sudden, second half, he's the guy come off the bench, and he was getting in one of those games, he was getting key steals, defensive stops,
right.
And on top of that, he's able to get his own shot. He's another guy that can handle the ball. Duncan can handle the ball, but not at that level. He can't create. He's not really a shot creator.
Right.
And yeah, of course, we're paying him millions, a lot of money, but I think that's just part of Heat culture too. Is just understanding your assignment really. And he may, even though he was the rotation was tight, Spo can easily change it up and throw somebody else in there just to switch it up, because it's the playoffs. You never know what may give you that edge. But for this series and I guess generally the playoffs, Duncan was not really. He wasn't it. But I have no I'm not worried about him. I think he'll be fine. It definitely. I think he understands it, but I definitely can see why that would be troubling. And if you're used to playing, you want to get out there and shoot and play ball, but it just wasn't the timing for him.
Yeah. And yeah, Tyler. Even before Tyler got hurt, he wasn't really effective in the series. He didn't really have much of an impact like that. So, if I'm the Heat, I guess I just evaluate your roster. Seeing if some guys can actually stay. You got to make a decision on Victor, I think. Right? See if you still want to keep him. If I'm Victor Oladipo, I probably want to resign with the Heat, just because. I don't know, because I almost feel like you guys got to reconstruct your roster, because you have some good players, but I just don't know if it's enough. Max Strus showed me a lot. I think he can have a good jump next year, maybe, based on how he played this year. And Morrison get healthy. That could be another player you guys can keep in your rotation. I'm just really looking at Tyler Hero, because that was the guy. That was supposed to be the guy, to be that consistent scorer alongside Jimmy and Bam. So I don't know. If you guys, I hope they just really have to figure out who they can get in free agency, who they can probably potentially trade to get someone else. Like, look at your roster, see who's probably not fitting for you, and work on trading and improving the roster as a whole. Because that's the thing, I can't really point out a single thing you guys need, because it seems like you have all the pieces. It's just that health was a factor. You got to get healthy for sure. And other than that, because you got some floor spacers, you got defenders. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. You got to evaluate the talent you have and see what you can possibly give away and trade to get some cap space and go from there. That's what I'm saying. I really wish you guys can, I guess, just make a decision on Duncan Robinson. Get with him the offseason, help him be a better defender. Because defense, at least just give effort. I think he'll try. Based on the games I've seen him play, I think he tries. He has a good heart to try. It just Jimmy get with him in the off season, because Jimmy goes through some grueling training sessions in the off season. Like, train with him, get better. Tyler Hero as well. Go on, train with Jimmy. Jimmy, get everybody together. Y'all train, get better. That's the only thing I can think of. Because other than that, you're kind of stuck. You know.
I mean, I don't see it stuck. I think it's just it was unfortunate that a lot of guys get banged up, like Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
I mean, I know pregame he was saying he felt better, it was good, but I also watched the pregame and I saw a couple of his movements and I was like, that doesn't look right. And it's just me. So I feel like he got a little tight, soreness. As far as like the rest of the roster, I like the team that we've built. I like the chemistry that they have, and I think they just need to improve. But I do, the NBA is a business, and at the end of the day, players are going to move, new players are going to come, and that's just part of this game, part of this league. I think personally, like I said, a secondary type of primary ball handler, maybe another point guard or another wing player that can command the offense for a few possessions to give Jimmy some time. We need, to me, a dynamic big that can give Bam a breather as well. And Markieff Morris is a solid player. I think he needs to get healthy, and we'll go from there and see about maybe finding someone else to add to that roster. But I think the team will be fine. I think they'll be fine going back into next season. It just is a matter of finding the right people that also work within this heat culture system.
Yeah, we'll see what they do.